It's just vetting stuff, just vetting the all-time type stuff he was doing.
Even like part. Like you're sparring to your professional fights from like like Crawford, like Floyd would beat Crawford. Would you think? I know that's just a fantasy matchup.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that.
Yeah.
I don't know who went out. Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know.
But for Floyd was the best work, just like mental games and everything.
Yeah, mentally, he by far, I feel like he's the best. He's the best mentally.
Appreciate it.
Your fight's going to be on PPV.com. How excited are you about getting back into the ring in Dallas?
Dallas is my home. That's where everything started. From an amateur, and nobody know who I was. So, I'm very excited about it.
Are you embracing that whole idea of starting over, starting fresh?
Oh yeah, for sure. Starting over. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for sure. I'm more of a veteran now, so. It's a bit different because I've been here, I've seen everything, done everything, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, I'm definitely embracing it because I know it's about to be over.
How many more fights would you say? I know you said maybe one, but come on.
I don't know, 1, 2. I mean, I'm not one of those guys. I told you I'm not one of those guys that's gonna be fighting until I'm 45 and I'm punchy and walking over my feet. I want to get out the game. I got kids. Got a mom and dad, and they want to enjoy me. So, everything got to come to the end, and sadly, this definitely got to come to the end. So, I'm definitely gonna get out while I still can, and not either be forced out or I have to keep fighting because I need money.
Add one more belt, though.
Yeah, but I just want to be healthy.
Thank you so much, Errol.
It's your boy Wavy Steak, Wavy TV, back at y'all with another one. Let's get it, man. So I just got done watching an interview with Errol the True Spence Jr. And the interviewer asked him, how many more fights do you see yourself having? And Errol Spence said 1 or 2. He said that he has kids, he has a family, his mom and dad is still around, and he wants to still be around to be able to enjoy them. And he said, look, I'm not trying to be a fighter that keeps fighting, in his 40s, man. Like, I'm not one of those fighters that's going to keep fighting just because I need money. He's made a lot of money in the sport of boxing. And, Errol Spence, like, he's ready to hang it up, man. And I'm going to be honest, man, like, as a fan of Errol Spence, it's sad to hear Errol talk like this because it seems to me as though Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence's ass so bad that he doesn't believe in himself anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And then I thought about that tweet that he made like 2 weeks ago where he said, when the fight with Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora was announced, Errol Spence went on Twitter and said, this might be the last time y'all see me. And when I seen that, I was like, damn, his mindset is already focused on retirement. Like he's already thinking about just walking away from the sport. And a part of me was like, nah, maybe he's just saying that because let's be honest, guys, we have to be real, right? Errol Spence has taken a lot of damage outside of the ring of boxing, right? This has nothing to do with what's happened to him in the ring of boxing. The man flew out of a Ferrari, hit the concrete, and possibly could have died, and he survived it, right? Came back, gave us the fight with Danny Garcia. Beat the shit out of Danny Garcia. We've never seen Danny Garcia get his ass whooped like he did against Errol Spence, right? Then after that, he was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, and Errol Spence had to get surgery on one of his eyes, right? And during that time, he got into another accident. A lot of people didn't know about that. Like, he kept that low key. He didn't let it, really get into the mainstream news and all that. But Errol Spence actually got into another accident after the first one where he flew out the Ferrari. You understand what I'm saying? So, Ugas ended up beating Manny Pacquiao, and then Errol Spence fought Ugas. Errol beat the shit out of Ugas, closed up both of his eyes. Ugas hasn't been the same fighter since. You know what I'm saying? He lost to, what's the Spanish dude's name that got the belt, man? Mario Barrios, right? So now, then he fought Terrence Crawford. and Terrence Crawford just completely dominated Errol Spence, right? Terrence Crawford beat the shit out of Errol Spence. Had Errol Spence looking like how what's his name? Thomas Hearns had Martin looking on the Martin show, right? You know what I'm saying? And then Errol Spence had to get surgery on one of his eyes again. So this is a dude that he's taking a lot of punishment specifically outside of the ring of boxing, right? So if you're taking punishment outside of the ring of boxing, you're getting into car accidents, right? You constantly have to have surgery on something on your body, right? And then you start taking punishment like he did against Terrence Crawford. That shit wears on you, man. You understand what I'm saying? And Errol Spence is still young. He's only like 33, 34 years old. And, you know, we don't want to see Errol Spence become a vegetable. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to see Errol Spence end up slurring his speech and not being able to talk properly and shit like that. Or, God forbid, you know, he permanently damages one of his eyes because he's had surgery on both of his eyes. You understand what I'm saying? And in that car accident where he flew out the Ferrari, he actually lost teeth. Like, Errol Spence has fake teeth in his mouth because he lost damn near his whole front row of teeth when he got into that accident. Remember, he flew out the Ferrari and smashed onto the concrete ground. So he lost teeth in that process. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I know a lot of people want to see Errol Spence fight Terrence Crawford at 154. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. After watching that interview I just watched with Errol Spence, I don't think Errol Spence is ever gonna fight Terrence Crawford again. And I say that because you can't have the mindset of a person that only wants to have one or two more fights, right? You're already thinking about retirement. You can't have that mindset and then go into the ring with Terrence Bud Crawford. You cannot think like that. Because Errol Spence, he's already defeated. He sounds like a defeated fighter. He sounds like a fighter that doesn't want to do this anymore, right? And if Errol Spence was my friend, I would tell Errol Spence, yo, Errol, just retire right now, right? Because what's the point of you moving up to 154 if you're only going to have two more fights? That makes no fucking sense, right? So you've made a lot of money in the sport of boxing. Just retire right now, right? Like, just retire right now. Like, what's the point? Excuse me, y'all, I'm doing Uber. Hold on. Just retire right now, right? Like, because Sebastian Fundora, he ain't nothing to play around with. The dude is like 6'6". He may not be the heaviest puncher, but dude is skilled, man. And it don't matter if Errol Spence fights Sebastian Fundora. It don't matter if he fights Tim Tszyu. It don't matter if he fights Virgil Ortiz. It don't matter if he fights Ryan Garcia. It don't matter if he fights Terrence Bud Crawford. All of those fights, in my opinion, those are all very tough fights for Errol Spence Jr. And we don't know how Errol Spence is going to look after that ass whooping from Terrence Crawford. We don't know how he's going to look. Errol Spence don't even got a trainer right now. Derek James is no longer his trainer. So who's going to train? All of these things matter, guys. Who's going to be Errol Spence's next trainer? You understand what I'm saying? Is Errol Spence going to give 100% in training camp? Because if he knows he only has one or two more fights left, then why would he go into training camp and give 100%? Because it sounds to me like Errol Spence is going to have one or two more fights just to collect the check. Because the interviewer asked him, hey, Errol Spence, you know, why don't you go after another belt, you know, before you retire? And Errol Spence, he straight up told the interviewer, nah, I don't really care about that. What? Bruh, you just had a fight where you was going to be undisputed at 147, and now you're going up to 154, and you're telling the interviewer that you don't give a fuck about winning the championship at 154. So you're basically saying that you don't give a fuck about being champion again. So you're strictly fighting for money at this point. You're just doing it for the bag, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, y'all, I'm extremely disappointed in Errol Spence, man. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I really, really, really don't like his mindset where he's at right now, bruh. And they always say that what defines a person is when they take a loss, right? And I always looked at Errol Spence as a warrior because after he got into that car accident, he came back and fought Danny Garcia. He didn't take no tune-ups, right? And I always was like, damn, Errol Spence got the heart of a champion, right? But now that you just took your first loss in the boxing ring, right? Just the whole way that he's been carrying himself since he lost, like going on Twitter and making up excuses about why you lost, blaming it was your eyes, it was the vision. And then we were supposed to get the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford rematch. We never got the rematch. Apparently the rematch was supposed to happen at 147. Errol Spence claims he can't make 147 no more. He said, let's do it at 154. Never happened. So, I mean, we all know that the rematch didn't happen, obviously, because of Errol Spence. He didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford again. So, I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. I think Errol Spence Jr. should retire right now. Don't fight. Listen, bro, if you claim you only want to have 1 or 2 more fights, my guy, just hang it up now, bro. You got Frank Martin. You're a promoter. Just be a promoter. Or be a commentator or start a podcast. But if Errol Spence is already thinking about retirement now and you got 1 or 2 more fights left, I'm not watching any more Errol Spence fights. I'm not, because he's not. I don't think he's gonna give it 100%. I think if he fights Sebastian Fundora, he's gonna lose. He fights Virgil Ortiz, he's gonna lose. He fights Ryan Garcia, he's gonna lose. He fights Bud again, he's gonna get his ass demolished. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out. Let's get it.